Welcome back, everybody, to the next episode of 0 and 2 Heroes, the podcast where we are all fists, no facts. And we have a very special guest today. This is the first time in the history of the podcast we have a returning guest. That's right, someone enjoyed their time on the first episode enough to want to come back, or maybe not want, maybe they just felt guilted when I asked them to come back, but they said yes regardless. So for whatever the reason, please welcome back to the show.
Hello, it's me, John Haig. How are you? And no, I wasn't guilted to come back. I really did have a lot of fun last time I was here. And we're doing Tekken again, man. So you know I'm a Tekken man, and I can't wait to get into this. So thanks for having me back, Mikey. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for agreeing to come back on. You're like my go-to Tekken guy now. I was
That's
re-listening
awesome.
to the Tekken I was re-listening to the Tekken 3 episode that we were doing because I was like moving all of the I was doing some RSS feed shenanigans and like moving podcasts around, and I was re-listening to them. And I was like, this was a really good episode. I had fun playing Tekken 3. Tekken 7 is free on like PSN. I should get him to do that one.
Oh yeah, man. That's awesome. Yeah, man. Happy to be back. And we have a gargantuan, like huge task to outdo ourselves, because we didn't have video from that first episode where we had an epic double KO in the tiebreaker round, and we didn't get it video recorded. So
I
I
was
don't
like
know how
still
we top
kicking.
that.
I was still kicking myself over that. Just so for everybody at home, when we were playing the match, we had a lot of like technical issues leading up to it, and we had to like quit in the middle and restart, and then quit in the middle again and restart. And after the first restart, the recording software didn't auto pick up the rest of the games. And I didn't realize that because I'm not checking in between every game. I'm like, set it to record and it's good. But hopefully, I don't think we'll have that issue this time. I'm playing on my PS4. I don't know are you playing PS4 or PS5?
Yeah, same.
PS4?
PS4.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to stream it right to Twitch, and then I'm just going to download the VOD. I don't have to worry about anything. It's all built into the PlayStation. Makes it nice and easy.
Nice. Yeah. That was so cool. Absolutely unexpected. I've never seen a double KO before in Tekken in all the years that I played. So yeah, man, we have quite a goal.
I know. I'm not even trying to win this game. I'm trying to get a double KO now. That's the plan.
Nice. We'll see how we do. We'll see how we do.
And after that, I went on like YouTube, like after we did our first episode, and I was trying to do some research onto like how double KOs work. And you can like find like just compilations of just exclusively double KO clips after double KO clips after double KO clips. I was looking at it, I'm like, it's still, even if this person got like 4 in the YouTube video, just like how long do they have to do that to get the double KO?
How many tries is that?
That's the thing. Like how many games? I can only assume they've just been like recording games for like hours or days and just playing with friends, and they took the highlights. But it's like a thing. I looked into it. I don't think Tekken 1 had a double KO. I think in the event of a tie, it went to player 1, like defaulted. But I think with Tekken 2, they came up with the tie mechanic, and then it's persisted all the way since. So like in theory, we could double KO in Tekken 7. I looked into it, and like it can happen.
Nice. Okay. Well, dear listeners, let's see if we can do it. We're gunning for it.
Now, I know we talked about this briefly on not briefly, we spoke about it quite intensely on the first Tekken 3 episode, so I don't want to go too much into it. But if anybody's listening to this for the first time and hasn't checked out the previous episode, can you give us a brief history of your experience with Tekken just to catch us up?
Oh yeah. I guess like brief history would just be like I started with Mortal Kombat, and I love Mortal Kombat 1 and 2. And I did play Mortal Kombat 3, but then a buddy in my neighborhood turned me on to Tekken, and I remember playing Tekken 1, 2, and 3, and then way back in like 2005. The first Tekken Tag Tournament came out, and like I remember playing it on PlayStation 2 with the multi-tap, like the local 4-player multiplayer.
The 4-player split.
Yeah, exactly, and, like, that was that at the and this is how old I am, so 2005, I was playing that in the dorms, like, that and Guitar Hero were just the 2 games that were just simultaneously all the time being, like, switched on. So it was Tekken Tag, getting 4 people on, or then doing, Guitar Hero, and, like, I fell in love with Tekken at that point. Sadly, like, after my college days, I didn't have enough people, I didn't have any friends that lived near me, so we couldn't
Mhm.
do Tekken locally. And this was like kind of before online gaming was a thing. So I put Tekken away for many, many years. Actually, it wasn't until I came on your show, Mikey, that I picked Tekken back up after like 20 years. Maybe not 20, but like 15 for sure.
Mhm.
So yeah, like I'm a Tekken fan at heart. I love the early games. But it is like between Tekken Tag Tournament, the first game, and I know that there's. I was looking this up earlier today. Like, there's
Mhm.
like 4 or 5 different Tekken Tag Tournament games on top of
Mhm.
the regular numbered Tekken games. So there's a huge blind spot in my
Yeah.
gaming history between Tekken 3 and we're on Tekken 7 now, or is it Tekken
Yeah,
8?
check us out.
Yeah. So
Tekken
yeah,
8, yeah. Tekken 8 comes out next month. So at the time of recording, I
gotcha.
think it comes out like first week of January.
Okay.
And so I already have a few episodes like in the like edited, ready to go that are scheduled to come up. I'm trying to figure out if I do some shenanigans, I rearrange this, I bump this up. So the week Tekken 8 comes out, I get that nice synergy bump. Maybe more people listen to it. I don't know.
Nice.
But
Hey,
yeah,
that'd
so
be
we are
cool.
recording this before Tekken 8 comes out, but by the time you are listening to this, it's already been out for either a few days or maybe a few months at that point.
Yeah.
And I've complained about it before, but I can't get it. It's PS5 only. My poor little PS4 can't handle it, so I won't be getting Tekken 8 at launch.
Hey, look, us PS4 bros need to just stay together, dude. I still don't
Mhm.
have a PS5. I hope to have one at some point soon, but yeah, man, I'm still rocking my PS4, and I'm fine with it. You know,
Yeah, I
it
think it's
does
only
what I
been an
need
issue.
it to.
Yeah. Mhm. It's only been an issue as of like the last 2 months or so that games are like exclusively like PS5 now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this was you. You were talking to Ryan for Listoff, and did you say that you were playing
Oh,
Horizon, but they had PS5 exclusive DLC?
yes. Yeah. Dude, I was so bitter with that, man. It pissed me off because I loved Horizon. I love both Horizon games. They're phenomenal games. And when I heard that there was going to be a DLC, it's called Burning Shores, I was like, dope, let's go. Because I loved Horizon Forbidden West. And
Mhm.
then it was later leaked that it was a DLC only for PS5. Because I had posted in the list off Discord that I was replaying it again for the first
Mhm.
time after a year or so. And then, Ryan had asked, hey, are you doing the DLC? And I'm like, I wish, but I don't have a PS5.
Like,
But
I get that it
it's
takes
all
a
good.
lot of employee like power to make a game or even DLC and put it on a system, but I'm really surprised that they made a game for the PS4, but they didn't just move the DLC over. Like, I don't know how much work that takes, but like,
Me
presumably,
neither.
I don't.
Yeah.
It's why
I don't
you and
know,
me aren't
man.
game devs. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, I'm trying to become one, so maybe I'll have that
Mhm.
answer for you in a decade, but, after I release my one and only game.
So, like I said at the start of this, I don't have a lot of notes to go over. This is the first time I'm really embracing the all facts, no fists. Normally, I do like the bare amount of research into games for
Yeah.
this, but for this one, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go. I just want to fight. I'm just gonna play. I'm gonna do a little. Like I know a little bit about Tekken, but a lot of what I looked up was about characters. But this game came out in 2015 and was an arcade
Wow.
exclusive for 2 years.
I didn't
Arcade
realize it was that old.
exclusive.
Yeah, an arcade
Neither did
exclusive.
I.
Damn.
And even in 2015, like that's I think that's like I don't think I know that's well past the prime of arcades. So like
Yeah.
how much money did were they making in those 2 years for it to be worth it to not port it to like a home console? They were making enough arcade money that they were like, this is okay.
Yeah, like, I don't know, d is Dave& and Buster's giving them a slice? Like, I have
Oh,
no idea how that works. Like, Man, like that's the only arcade near me, and that's
Mhm.
40 minutes away from my place. So
Yeah, I don't.
Tekken's not a game that I see in a lot of arcades, yet alone like a Dave and Buster's or some kind of big name
Yeah.
arcade place like that.
Yeah, so it came out in 2015, and then it got ported in 2017, 2 years later, and then over the course of the next 5 years, I think they had like four waves of DLC characters, and I think it ended about a year ago, like the DLC for it. So it was like active development. Like it wasn't an abandoned game. Like there was like developer support for like the 8 years it was out. But I didn't realize it came out. I didn't think it was that old, 2015.
Yeah, when you said that, dude, I'm just like sitting here with my mouth dropped. I didn't realize it was an 8-year-old game. Almost 9 now.
Okay, here we go. So 2015, other games that came out at the same time: Bloodborne, Metal Gear Solid 5,
Yeah.
Fallout 4, Witcher 3. That's how old it is. It's the same age as The Witcher
Jeez.
3.
Dude, that makes me feel so old. Older than I already am. And dude, those are not like just little games. Those are some big ass name
Yeah.
games. Dude, yeah, no wonder this got just dwarfed. I didn't even remember it came out in 2015.
It's
Wow.
because it only came out in arcades in 2015 and there were no arcades by you. You had no idea about it for 2 years.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
I I looked into this and I am pretty sure that because it was an arcade exclusive, let me see here. If you went to a tournament for it, they
Yeah.
played they would have to bring the arcade cabinet there. Like I was looking into it and I think the biggest fighting game tournament of the year, it's called Evo. It's kind of like the Olympics. It's like a big
Yeah.
deal, and there's like 8 different games there. And when they did Tekken 7 that year, they brought out two arcade cabinets, and they had to fight on the they had to supply arcade cabinets for the tournament. That's like cost ineffective that is.
That is just insane to me. That makes no sense. Oh my goodness.
I don't. Well, all I can say is I'm happy that not only is it on PlayStation now, but it's free on the PlayStation Network. So if any of you have a
Yeah.
subscription and you want to try it out, just go download it. Oh wow, this is a really intense arcade cabinet too. So I pulled up a picture of it. I don't know if you can see it through the Discord, but
Yeah.
because it's a modern day arcade cabinet, instead of being a big boxy thing with like the tube television, it
Right.
looks like a desk with a gaming monitor on it. It has like a flat screen LCD as the arcade cabinet screen. It's
Oh
so
my
silly to
god.
look at.
That's so weird. That's a weird looking cabinet.
I didn't even know they still made like new arcade cabinets, you know?
Well, most of
Oh.
them now were like 4D experiences, like the Dave and
Mhm.
Buster's. Again, that's like my only reference to an arcade. Like, my son loves this one that you sit in that's like a roller coaster, but like you sit in and
Yeah.
then you're like reclined, but everything's like right in front of you. And, when the roller coaster goes up, you kind of, your chair leans back. When it goes
Mhm.
down, you feel kind of like the force of it going down, left, right, and all the things. Like, it's all like really immersive. It feels really cool. Like there's one of The Walking Dead where you shoot like Daryl's crossbow. That's really cool because you have
That's
like
cool.
surround sound speakers and stuff, and lights are flickering and all
Mhm.
kind. Like it's a whole immersive thing. Like so many of the arcade games that I've played in the last like couple years with my son are like just immersion is kind of what they
Mhm.
bring. Like there's a Ghostbusters one too that's really cool. So yeah, let's see like an old school cabinet is like
Yeah.
so so beyond just what I've seen lately.
And you know what? I haven't been to a Dave and Buster's in a while, but I'm thinking back to the last time I was there, and I know like the experience games and rides you're talking about. And you know what else they have a lot of? Like arcade cabinet versions of mobile games. I
Yes.
don't know if yeah, is it Scribble Jump? Do you know what I'm talking about? There's like a little guy who has to like hop on clouds. They just take mobile games and they just put it on a big screen. And it's
Yeah.
like a one button thing, and it's I don't know. I don't. That's what
I
they're doing now.
I've seen them for Angry Birds.
Hmm.
There's the Dave and Buster's by me had one for Temple Run, which was a mobile game. Do you
That's
remember
cool.
Temple Run? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to think of there's even like a Flappy Bird one, if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay.
I might be getting my bird. I no, I do remember seeing an Angry Birds one and Flappy Bird. Yeah. I'm sure there's more. I just, I'm old. I can't remember everything.
So I think this is a fun juxtaposition. You can go to Dave and Buster's and you can ride a roller coaster ride. You can play Flappy Bird, or you can play the M-rated Tekken 7 where Heihachi like punches a hole through someone. Those are your options.
Yeah. Yeah. The we had like a life-size Rock'em Sock'em Robots for a while too. That was really cool. And I'm talking like each robot, the red and blue one, they were like 5 feet, maybe almost
Oh
6 feet
wow.
tall, and like you'd actually control them, kind of like an arcade cabinet. It was
Mhm.
really really cool. Um, and then there's a lot of VR stuff right now. Like you can play
Oh,
Beat
I can imagine.
Saber, and then what's the Darth, like, was it Vader Immortal or something, I think is the Star Wars one. I don't
Oh,
own
yeah.
anything VR, but like yeah, VR is just everywhere right now.
I'm gonna. I'm real boring. I'm a little bit of a nerd. When I go to Dave and Buster's, my favorite game is the six-person trivia game where you sit down and the more people who enter, the more tickets you get at the end of the day, based on just answering trivia questions.
Is
Just
that the Trivia Pursuit or whatever? Is that what it
I
is?
don't know. Maybe it's
Oh,
just like there's like six different colors. It's kind of like a semicircle, and you sit there and you have an A, a B, and a C button, and depending what the multiple choice trivia question is, based on the spinning wheel, you get points, and whoever answers it quickest gets the most tickets. So
okay,
just like
gotcha. That's
I don't,
cool.
I have all of these games at my disposal. I'm like, I'm gonna go do trivia. I'm a
I tell you what, like my go-to game, and I don't know why, because
Mhm.
I usually get shafted like 75% of the time, but Deal or No Deal, but it's with
Mm,
tickets. And the my Dave and Buster's, like the maximum you can get is like 2,000 tickets. The most I've
okay.
ever gotten is 250. Like I hit the 250 once, but I'm usually in like the 25 to 50, maybe 75 range sometimes, but it's fun. It's just chance.
This is now the not okay, not the second episode in a row, but I think there was one episode in between where instead of talking about the game that we're talking about, we just completely dive into arcade culture. And I
Yeah,
think that's cool. I think that's fun. I think arcades and fighting games are like intrinsically linked. So even if we spend the rest of the day talking
100%.
about Deal or No Deal, it totally works.
Hey, we got there organically, man. So it's
Exactly.
all good. So yeah, man. Dude, I'm fine talking about anything.
Like I said, this is the podcast that is all fists, no facts. We might not even talk about the game we're talking about. Who knows?
Yeah.
Here we go. So I was going through this, and that's all of my preamble. I have nothing else to go through. Is there anything you want to talk about before we meet up in the game, throw some fists?
No, man. Again, just thank you for having me, and I guess we'll see everybody on the other side.
Yeah, you got it. Stick around, stick through this ad break. I guarantee you the ad break's going to be worth it, and we'll be right back. That's right, it's us. We're back, the one and only anti-manscaping company. We heard your feedback. The response we got to our last podcast ad was overwhelming, so we've decided to expand our products. You're right, not only is our formula guaranteed to help grow out that nice bushy area you got, no more manscaping, but we've further developed the formula to work all over your body. That's right. It's Rogaine head to toe. Okay, well not your head. It doesn't work on like traditional like normal hair. You need like actual Rogaine for that. But like nose down, it works. You want a thicker bush? Boom, this product will do it. You want more butt hair? Yeah, that's right. This product will do that. You want hairy toes? You want to go around looking like a fucking hobbit, walking around with your sandals and your flip-flops with your goddamn hairy toes? This product can do it. You want a really hairy back of the knee? Go ahead, rub some of this hot cream on the back of your knees, and it'll help. Apply it anywhere you want. Like I said, except the top of your head. Apply it anywhere you want, and just watch the results come in like 9 to 36 months. You're going to grow back all the hair that you lost. Oh, can you not grow a beard? Can you not grow a mustache? You want to grow that out, but you can't? Boom, put this all over your face. It's going to feel a little bit like a chemical burn. You'll probably have like some bubbles and boils. Your skin will be irritated for like at least the year following the procedure. But I guarantee you that the results will be worth it. So please don't listen to any of those manscaping ads. You don't need that. People don't want that. Nobody wants to be clean and buzzed and short trimmed all over. You want to have a hobbit body. You want to eat 7 meals a day. You want to go travel with your friends and throw a ring in a volcano. You want hairy toes, and we can give you hairy toes. So go ahead, give us a shout at 1-800-HAIRY-TOES right now and use the promo code O2HEROES for 21% discount at checkout and free shipping. You're still gonna have to pay handling, and handling, I'm gonna be honest with you, handling's expensive. Handling's like at least $72 unless you like live down the street from me and I can like walk it over your house. But you get free shipping, and that's pretty cool, right? You just have to pay handling. Anyways, 1-800-HAIRY-TOES right now, promo code O2HEROES. You won't be disappointed. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sticking through that ad break. Hopefully you go support our the advertisers who are nice enough to support our podcast. We have a returning advertiser, same way we have a returning guest, so please go support their anti-manscaping campaign. Grow that bush as large as you wanted. We have a returning guest. We have a returning advertiser. We do not have a returning champion this time. No, there was no tie. I very confidently got my ass beat. Just like it was not even close.
You're too kind, Mikey. I did take it. I did take the championship this time.
Yeah.
My boy Eddie Goro came in for me, man. He's been my go-to guy. Yeah, he's clutch. Also got a win with Law. Who's basically just Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat. It was like one of my favorite characters outside of Sub-Zero. Yeah. So, yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on. And man, it was like we were just talking off mic. Like, I now want to pick this back up again. Like that was fun.
You should. Tekken 7's a lot of fun to play. And normally at the when we do these at the end of them, I'm like, happy we played and we had a good time. I'm like, yeah, good games. I'm a good sport. No, I'm salty. I'm gonna go ahead and let the listeners in on a little secret. John didn't even have this game at the start of the podcast. When we went to go fight, we dicked around for like 20 minutes talking about like the World Cup and like both American football and like soccer, like international football. While we waited for his game to download, he didn't play it at all before the podcast, and he still kicked my ass.
True story. True story.
And I'm gonna go ahead and send this clip to everybody who it happens a lot. Like when I'm talking in DMs about like guests coming on, they're like, "Oh man, I'm real nervous. I'm not feeling confident. I think you're gonna beat me when we play." I'm like, "No, I won't. I guarantee you, I won't beat you. Like I'm not good at these games. That's why I podcast about them and I don't play them. I'm just gonna send them this clip next time."
Nice. Do it. If I can do it, anyone can. I hate to be all cliche, but yeah, dude. Again, just thank you. This was a lot of fun.
Hey, so Tekken 7, I didn't practice a lot going into this. I played 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. I can check my playtime in a bit. But like you said, you played Eddie Goro and you played a little bit of Law. I played Akuma, and then I also played Kuma, the bear. Um, and sometimes they're a palette swap where they're together, sometimes they're split. But I'm also a big fan of Panda. So I did
Yeah,
one game as Panda, one game as Kuma. I'm pretty sure they're the exact same thing, just a different color swap. I'm not entirely
I think
sure,
so.
but
It's
I
just a
like,
different skin. Yeah.
yeah, but I think Panda's cuter, so I like playing as her. But I w- I was super excited when they added Akuma. I play Akuma in every game that he's in. He's like one of my favorites. So they added him, like, cool. And I'm better at Street Fighter than I am at Tekken. So the fact that they just put his Street Fighter moves in Tekken, I'm like, great. I already know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So it was really exciting for him to be in. And then just like, you literally never played the game before.
I tell you what, though, dude, Akuma was beast mode on me because
Mhm.
you were hitting the Hadoukens like
Yeah.
I think your hit rate was like 95%. Like I couldn't block them and I couldn't duck. So
Hmm.
yeah, dude, that was really cool. I also did one round as Devil Jin, which was pretty
Hmm.
fun. That was the round I lost. But man, what I love about Tekken, and we talked about this on the Tekken 3 episode, like punches and kicks in this game feel so damn good when you land them
Hmm.
because you see how much health gets taken
Yeah.
away when you land even just a two-hit combo. Like
Hmm.
that's why I've always gravitated towards Tekken. I know like I went in depth more about that on the Tekken 3 episode, but yeah, this feels just like the old school Tekkens to me where
Hmm.
like okay, cool, you get a 2-3 hit like punch kick combo and like oh damn, my opponent's down 33% of his health, a third of his health
Hmm.
almost. So it's like the combos in this game in all of the Tekken games, at least that I've played, are just they're so good and they're not like super intensive inputs. Like
Hmm.
just couple of button presses and you're good to go. So that's why I've always loved Tekken.
There's something so simple yet so intricate about the fact that the buttons are essentially left punch, left kick, right kick. Just, you control the
Yeah.
limbs, and like in theory, that seems like such an easy thing to do. It seems real silly, like you're marionetting a doll. But then, like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you had a chance to. I mean, I know you didn't have a chance to pull it up because I saw everything you did in this game. But if you pull up like the move list of characters, some characters have like 100+ combos that they can do, like left punch, left
Jesus.
kick, and then they go to the
Yeah.
and just there's so many of them, and just like it's a very like in-depth game if you give it more than 30 minutes or like 2 weeks to get into it. Like it'll take years to get like great at this game because there's so much to it, you know?
Yeah, which I love. I love that
Mhm.
it has that much depth, but you can go into it with like knowledge of either, prior games or just fighting game experience and kind of like hold your own. Like I probably pulled off like 15 different combos just by memorizing, buttons, like button
Mhm.
combos from the past. So, but like I've played so much with Eddie Goro that I know like like
Mhm.
he's my guy. Um, I don't know. I didn't see him in the character roster. I don't know if he's in there. But my other guy again, I talked about this on the Tekken 3 episode was Bayek, who is canonically he's Huarong's teacher. I think I have that right. But Bayek, man, he's got some crazy ass kick combos. Um, so yeah, I seriously after we're done recording, like I may pull this up and just see what characters there are and just dick around for like an hour because this was so
Good, you
cool.
should.
And
Um,
I mean, again, we talked about this game coming out, originally 2015, ported in 2017. The graphics still look badass. Like
mhm.
they look amazing. They look
Yeah.
so good.
So I
So
just looked it up. Bayek, he's in Tekken 2, 5, and 6. So not in
okay,
this one, but you might be able to get. I don't know what system Tekken 6 is for, but if it, you might be able to play Bayek in Tekken 6. But yeah, to go back what you were saying, graphics they're great. Like for it being a 2015 8-year-old game, 7-year-old game, it stands up. It's great. I know they did a slight overhaul to like the UI when they went from arcade and the first home release to a couple patches in. Like the health bars, they look a little bit sleeker and they're red. They used to be blue and a little bit bulkier. Just like there was an update about halfway through the lifespan where they just made everything look nicer. And like,
Yeah.
cool, because the game lasted for 8 years. That's like a long lifespan for like a game. It's cool that they like, okay, realized halfway through they have to like update it to keep it going for that long.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. I think you can kind of tell, like the UI looked really clean, really
Hmm.
nice. Like, I'm really just impressed at how well this, almost 8-year-old game looks,
Hmm.
and feels like, again, we mentioned early in the first part that we'll be playing on PS4. Like it felt good, inputs, like no lag,
Hmm.
anything like that. So yeah, it feels like Tekken to me, man. It feels like I'm back in the college dorm circa '05, 2005. So yeah, man.
So I mentioned that I played as Akuma in this. He's not the only third-party character they have. Do you want to
Ooh,
take
okay.
any guesses as to what non-Tekken characters were brought in as guest characters?
Oh man. Okay. Are they from other fighting games?
One of them is.
One of
One of
them.
them is from another fighting game. One of them is from a video game, and the other one is not from a video game.
Damn. Okay, so we got four like special characters. So
Mhm.
did they bring in like a Soul Calibur or character or like a
No, that
Mortal
would have been
Kombat?
too easy. You would think
Yeah.
so, like because the team that does Tekken is the same team that does Soul Calibur, so they can just move
Yeah.
characters around and like they don't have to worry about like rights or copyrights or anything. Nope, not that.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking. Because I remember like Yoshimitsu was also in Soul Calibur. I think it
Mhm.
was 3 or 4. Okay, so probably all right. So is it a Mortal Kombat character then?
Nope,
Street Fighter?
nope. I
Oh,
don't want to say they went deep for this one, but they went below like surface level. I don't know the last time he was like in a mainline fighting game. I have, I'm gonna
okay.
go ahead and look it up while you think about it.
Damn. Okay, if it's not those, then okay. So not Mortal Kombat, not Street Fighter. Um, from like one of the Super Smash Brothers, then?
Nope.
Oh my god, dude, that's like those are like the big games that I know. My fighting game knowledge is very limited, so I'm. All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, it's been a while since he was in like a game proper. So in a Super Smash Brothers, one of the characters, Terry Bogard. Do you know him? One of the DLCs.
That name sounds familiar.
He's from he's from King of Fighters,
Okay.
Fatal Fury. Okay, he's from like he's from an old SNK fighting game from the 90s. Geese Howard, the main villain. They brought him in. He's like a mobster. He's one of the guest characters.
Oh wow, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people who like don't particularly care for fighting games are like, I don't know who that is, but all the old heads who were like playing in the arcade cabinets back in the day were like, dude, fucking Geese Howard is in this, and Geese Howard hasn't been in like he was in King of Fighters 2002, and then he was a DLC character in King of Fighters 15. So realistically, from 2002 to whenever King of Fighters 15 came out, not a lot going on for him, you know. So,
Oh my goodness. Okay.
all right, the other guest character they had, Noctis from Final Fantasy 15.
Shit. Okay. I
Yeah,
would
he
have
was like fighting.
never got that.
Nope, he was fighting with the sword, and I think this
Have the
might be.
sword?
Mhm.
Wow. Okay.
This might be the
Interesting.
wackiest character yet. Even like not just in Tekken, this might be the wackiest like guest character that I've seen. Negan from The Walking Dead,
The fuck?
the
Does
the
he
dude
have
with the barbed
Lucille?
wire baseball
Yeah.
bat.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Lucille.
Yeah, and then like I played against one of the computers as he was like as not as Lucille as Negan, and like his when he wins, like the quote is he's talking to Lucille. The only reason I know Lucille is the name of his bat is because he kicked my ass and was like, and he has like the southern accent. It was like, yeah, me and Lucille, time to go back home. It's like, who is? Oh, it's the bat. Okay, it's out there. It's
Oh my
weird.
goodness. I will now play just to see Negan because
Okay.
dude, I was a huge Walking Dead fan.
Mhm.
Um, really until I don't know, until they got to Negan, I kind of fell off, and then after
Mhm.
Negan, a little bit, I fell off again, and I never saw like seasons 8, 9, and 10. But
Okay.
we've already spiraled into so many other topics other than Tekken in the course of this episode. We don't need to go down another rabbit hole. But yeah,
Uh,
okay.
I will
Mm,
say, both for you and the listeners at home, if anybody wants to get into this, I think the free version on the PlayStation Now or PlayStation Plus, whatever it's called, doesn't have any of the third party DLC characters. So I think you might need to individually buy Negan for like $3 because I think it had to do with like the rights. Like The Walking Dead was like, you can have him, but we need to make money from it. And if it's free, they don't make money from it. So
gotcha.
like I know for me that when I got it on, like when I bought the bundle, it came with all of the characters except Noctis, Geese Howard, and Negan because they were third party. So I had to buy them individually. So like their respective rights holder got the funds
Wow.
for it. Hmm.
Okay. Sorry, I am now looking at like the character list. Is
Yeah.
Claudio from Okay, he's Tekken 7. I don't remember Claudio being a character. Um,
He was introduced in Tekken 7. He's new.
no. Okay, but yeah, I'm seeing Negan, Noctis. Oh my gosh, dude. That's just that blows my mind. That's so weird. That is as random as you'll ever see.
I learned this right now. Claudio, his profession, he's an exorcist.
That is amazing. Oh my goodness.
Okay, I don't know if you can see her on the roster, but there's a character, Lydia. She's not
Okay.
an exorcist. She's not like Heihachi, where she like runs $1 million corporation. She's the prime minister of Poland.
I can see it.
I know.
Maybe.
I I didn't get far enough into story mode for it to make any sense. I don't know why the prime minister of Poland is out here fighting a bear and fighting a Kuma, but she's here.
Oh my goodness. Yet another reason for me to really check out this game. Oh my goodness.
There's so many characters in this. I think even if I dedicated a lot of time to it, I don't even know if I would get to all of the characters like well because there's so many of them. It's like quite a large roster.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to just scroll through and kind of do a quick count. It looks like 30 some characters, maybe more.
36.
36. Gotcha. That's pretty damn good for a Tekken game, man.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? There were 36 at launch. So I think with the waves of DLC there might even be more now.
Oh yeah, damn, we might be in the upper 40s by this point now.
You know what? I will tell you right now with quick math, 36 plus 14. We're at 50. They had 14
50
DLC
even.
characters.
Damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
50. Yeah. That's like a lot of characters. Like even if I like played Tekken, like seriously, I don't think I could like ever learn 50 characters.
Yeah, and like how much overlap is there between like certain characters like in their move sets, or is it like out of the 50 characters is it really like 35 different move sets and 15 that are kind of like, well, if you can play this character,
Yeah.
then, this move set's kind of similar or something. I don't know.
Kind of like all the ninjas in Mortal Kombat. They're all just Sub-Zero but with different colors.
Yeah. Well, Smoke and Reptile are a little different, but yeah. Man, that's crazy. 50 total characters. That's a
Mhm.
lot.
Yeah, I know.
Of course, someone out there has mastered all of them
Of course
and
they
can
have.
just pwn anybody. But that will
Uh,
certainly not be the two of us.
So I wanted to give our listeners, I'm sure they've been dying to know about this because it's been months. I'm going to give them an update. When we recorded the Tekken 3 episode, I think I ended that episode by saying, cool, next week I'm going to go enter a Tekken 7 tournament. There was like
Yes,
an
I
event.
remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was like an event happening in Philly. They were doing, it was like a pop-up video game convention. They had like vendors and stuff, and they had a free Tekken 7 tournament to go there. Um, so I went there having never played Tekken 7 before, and I got there early, and I went up to the guy who was running the event, and I'm like, dude, I've literally never played this game before. Who's the easiest character? What do I do? And the guy who was running the event, whole shindig, took time out of his day to sit down with me. His name, or his nickname was Afronomics. He had a big afro, and everybody just called him Afro. And he sat down with me for like 20 minutes just to like show me how Tekken 7 worked. I was like, that's really cool. And then
Yeah.
it worked out. The very first person I played in that bracket had also never played Tekken 7 before. Like he
Oh,
said, my
dude.
son downloaded it last night and it looked fun. So here I am. And just like, it was really funny because here's a guy who's never played the game before playing me who's never played the game before with a bunch of people who are like, I don't want to say professional, but like they enter
Like
tournaments. Like
hardcore.
they,
Yeah.
yeah, hardcore. And we had a group of like maybe 8 people sitting behind these 2 people who have never played the game before. We're just like missing attacks. It's awful. It's like maybe the worst Tekken you've ever seen. And they're just like shouting and hollering in the back behind us, like, this is the coolest thing ever. This is so exciting. They were just like, they were really excited that people who have never played it before were just like excited about the game they were excited about. So I
Yeah.
appreciate that. And then it's funny, it was happening at the same time a Super Smash Brother tournament was happening. And like that's a game
Oh,
I do take
wow.
seriously.
Yeah.
I used to go to Smash tournaments like quite frequently. And it's funny, I was entering the Smash tournament and like I think I came 5th out of 37th in the Smash tournament. And everyone there was
Damn,
like,
that's
"Oh,
good.
I was happy with it."
Yeah.
There was like, "Oh wow, you're pretty good for a Tekken player." I'm like, "Oh dude, no, I'm not a Tekken player. I've
Yeah.
never played Tekken before."
I'm a Smash player who played
Yeah,
Tekken.
exactly. And then I played in the Smash tournament. The first person I played as Kazuya. I'm like, "Oh
Oh my
cool.
goodness.
Are you signing up for Tekken? Because Kazuya is in that." He was like, "Oh no, no, I'm not gonna do that." I'm like, "Dude, it's free. It's the same character." He's like, "No, I'm not gonna do that." I'm like, "All right, you're lost, man."
Dude, like I wish I could play Smash more. Like Smash was always like the game that I would play at a friend's house.
Hmm.
And I had a buddy who, like, as a joke to me, and I saw him do this to other people that would come over to the house, like during the
Hmm.
summers and stuff. Like, he'd go easy on me on like the first round, right? And I'd play like Link or Mario or something. And he's like, all right, I'm going to switch characters. And then
Hmm.
he picks this small, pink, unassuming looking little character named
Hmm.
Jigglypuff and
Hmm.
just beat the ever living daylights out of me with Jigglypuff. And like now, anytime I ever see Jigglypuff, I think back to like 10 years ago, longer than that actually, like of just being pwned by Jigglypuff. Like I've seen people absolutely demolished with Jigglypuff and
Hmm.
Kirby. Like it's insane. I wish I could be good at Smash and play it more, but yeah, I'll stick with Tekken.
Yeah, please stick with Tekken. You're good at it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I had a lot of fun at that tournament. I think it's fun that just like I've never played Tekken before, and all the Tekken guys were like, "Yeah, come on in." And they invited me to like, they were like, "We host weekly tournaments in the city. Come to Philly, we'll hook you up." I'm like, "This is so cool that like I'm a scrub. I'm awful at this game." And
Yeah.
instead of like making me an easy punching bag, you're like, "No, come get good with us. Become a hardcore player. Just join the community." And I
Yeah.
appreciated that they
Dude,
instantly took me in.
that's super cool. Have you gone back to do any more since that one?
No, I have not. I looked into it. I wanted to go into Philly and enter one of the weekly tournaments in preparation for this podcast. But because Tekken 7's kind of on the way out with Tekken 8 coming out next month,
Yeah.
and Street Fighter 6 just coming out and Mortal Kombat 1 just coming out, they're doing events for those two games and not Tekken 7 because it's 8 years old at this point.
Yeah,
I'm sure when Tekken 8 comes out, they're going to go back to doing Tekken, but
yeah, they'll
there's
be
nothing like in the
yeah,
time frame that I was like looking for because the game's kind of old.
yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense.
But yeah, I just
Right on.
I doubt he's listening, but Afro, that was awesome. Thanks for being a homie. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Shout out
Afro.
to you. Shout out to you, Afro. That's really cool, man. That's awesome.
But yeah, I'm looking at it now. I mostly just want to talk about Negan and the Prime Minister of Poland being in the same game as Akuma. And oh, the one last thing I have here that I want to talk about is you can customize the appearance of the characters, which I think is very funny. I gave Akuma a pizza backpack, and just like
Yes.
I don't know how he straps it on. It's just like a pizza pie, but I think that's cool.
Yeah, it looked really cool. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, he looked pretty awesome. I got Hadoukened by a Akuma with a pizza backpack.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't have much more to talk about. I didn't look into a lot of the differences between Tekken 7 and Tekken 3. Like I said, I'm really embracing the all fists, no facts for this podcast. So if you wanted to know the nitty gritty of Tekken 7 and know the differences in the frame data, go over to local host in Philadelphia. Go hang out with the Tekken hardcore guys and not me, you know?
Yeah. Hey, go talk to Afro.
Yeah, go hit up Afronomics. He probably won't remember me, but tell him that Mikey sent you.
Yeah.
But I'm oh, you know what? It's been so long since I've done this. I was about to sign off without doing the mainstay. So this is the question I ask everybody. John, you're in charge of Tekken 7. Harada's like, hey, I need you to design a character. What character are you bringing into the roster? Are you bringing in someone new, a returning character, a guest character? Do you want Bayek in this? You can bring any one person into Tekken 7. Who is it?
Okay, yeah, like Bayek was gonna be my first, but if I
Okay.
can bring in any character, um, okay, so Negan's in there, and
Mhm.
then Noctis is in there, so I feel like having another video game character in there would be kind of cool. So I'm going back and forth between two specific characters. My first thought immediately was Kratos from God of War, just because I think it'd be
Okay.
fun. Um, but secondly, and this is like he's not known for being a good fighter. He's a stealth
Mhm.
guy, but I think it'd be fun to have Solid Snake from Metal Gear because
Okay.
especially in Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, like you do a lot of
Mhm.
what they call CQC, the close quarters combat. So you're
Okay,
doing
yeah.
like moves and somersaults, flipping them around and judo and stuff like that. So I think that would be kind of fun. So yeah, either Solid Snake or Kratos.
Right, and you know what? Both of those characters have fighting game experience. Solid Snake was in Super Smash Bros. Brawl and Ultimate,
Yeah.
and Kratos, I believe, was in Soul Calibur Chain something. He was in like the PSP exclusive. He wasn't on any of the
Yeah.
home consoles. He was so like both of them. Oh, Kratos was also in Brawlhalla. So boom,
Nice.
perfect. Bring him in.
Yeah. And then like PS All Stars or something like that too, because there was a
Oh, do you know what?
reference. There was a
Yeah,
reference
he
to
was
that
in
in God
PS
of
All
War
Star.
Ragnarok. Yeah.
Really? Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. That's very funny. Okay, well now looking at this, that's it. That's all I've got. I've exhausted my list. Eh,
All good.
I'm sort of anything on your plate? Anything you want to talk about that we didn't get a chance to bring up yet?
No, dude. I think we've covered a lot of ground from Tekken to the World Cup to arcade boxes and reminiscing about other things. So, man, this was a lot of fun. I can't thank you enough for having me back on. So,
No, thank you for
appreciate
coming. It
you,
was a
Mikey. So,
blast.
yeah, man.
So please let the
And
people know where they can find you. Plug your Twitter, plug your Instagram. If you have like a food recipe blog, plug that too. The floor is yours. Do whatever.
So when I was on earlier in the year, I was still doing my podcast, The Video Game Lounge. I've sadly kind of discontinued that for the moment. I am working on a couple other things in the background right now. I am in a game development online school. So I hope to kind of resume podcasting with a game development podcast here in the
Cool.
next, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. I really don't want to put a timetable on it because I'm still working some stuff out. But my the show's Twitter is still on there, but I'm not very active. VGL underscore podcast, and I actually just recently switched the show's Instagram over to my personal Instagram, which it kind of was already my personal Instagram. So it was VGL underscore podcast. Now it's guitars and games. So if you're already following me, or like you follow any of the other podcaster that's like in our group, like List Off, Friendly Neighborhood Gamers, any of those guys, like you'll find me. So that's pretty much it. I don't have anything else to plug because I don't have a show anymore. But I'm open to do guest spots, so I'll always come back and do a Tekken game with you, Mikey.
He has not sold his microphone. He's still got his mic. He's still got his headset. If you're looking for a guest spot,
Yeah,
get John
I'm
on.
up for it. Yeah.
I will say, if you're a fan of Marvel Snap, you can find the two of us in the List Off Podcast Discord server. We talk Marvel Snap a bunch.
Yes.
I'm okay. So like, this podcast has a Discord, but it's used almost exclusively for like recording. It's not active.
Yeah.
I don't like. I talk way more in the List Off Discord server than I do in my own Discord server. We pretty much
Same.
just use this for podcasting.
Yeah.
But come hang out with Ryan and Brian and John and Mikey.
Do it. Yeah, man. They're a good group of dudes, and it's a bunch of podcasters getting together talking about anything and everything. The newest channel is pretty popular between Mikey and Ryan, the Comic Zone. So
The Comic Zone,
cool.
yeah.
I love that we're plugging List Off on your show.
Yeah, I was about to...
No, but they're great guys. We love them. They're awesome. So
yeah, I was about to say, just like they're way more active. Argument's sake, not even argument's sake. They're also a better podcast. Just go listen to them instead. I was about to say, I normally like don't plug my own podcast. I always just end up going, I don't need to plug it. You're already listening to this. You know where the fuck to find me. You already did. But so don't find me. Don't go to Twitter and look up O2 Heroes Pod. Instead, go to @Twitter listoff_pod, I believe is their tag. Go look up Brian and Brian. Tell them Mikey and John sent you, and join us in the Marvel Snap channel.
There you go. Do it. Do it.
But it's getting late, and I know you work from home, but it's still a work night. You got kids, so I'm not going to keep you up much longer.
No
but
worries,
thanks so
man.
much for coming back on.
Yeah, but dude, thanks again for having me. This again was just an absolute blast. So loved hanging out and talking with you, man, and love playing some Tekken 7.
You got it. Yeah, I will not be inviting you back for a third time after that ass kicking. You have worn out your welcome, but you know what? Maybe in 10 years, when we both finally have PS5s and we both get Tekken 8, we'll do this right when Tekken 9's coming out.
Exactly. All right. We'll see you in 10 years, folks.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, but cool audience. Thank you so much for sticking around. We really appreciate it. John, thanks for hanging out. I know it's late, but I'm glad you took time out of your day to do this. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. Me too. Catch you later, everybody.
Yeah, we'll catch you next time. Peace.